Two veteran quarterbacks looking for a return to the playoffs. It's The Coach. This is Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, two teams who stayed home for the playoffs last year start 2019 with high hopes. We'll see Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be back at halftime with a look at games in progress. But first, we get up to Minneapolis. Standing by are guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at US Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Atlanta Falcons. So happy to be with you, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. This from the gun, it's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Here now the offensive starters for Atlanta.
Obvious early and get the home team back on their heels.
Now Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flushed out right. Looking right sideline, that's complete. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. They'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. 2nd and 9 now. Escaping the pressure right. He finds Taylor, complete. And this winds up and back to throw here. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a great throw right there and really showed a lot of confidence in his receiver.
He certainly did. Ball was in the air a long time, but he counted on the adjustment that we saw near the end of the play. As that ball was descending, who was going to come down with it? He counted on his guy, and he gambled correctly.
And to give this time to the tailback. He's got the first down inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. And between the last two plays, they've moved it over half the length of the football field. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big...
They'll set up to throw, eluding the pressure right. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turning to his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and
punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. An opening there on that first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this defense not giving him anything in the league back in 1966. The Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. For the second time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. Taylor now returning it. He's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Such an impressive punt return, 83 yards. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive,
it's a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. With it, I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A nice pickup there, 18 yards.
First timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up.
Pick up there to keep this drive going.
They go play action here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to find us.
We're celebrating the guys who just gave up that play.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the
body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the do it anyway. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wagner. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 4 there. And
to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they'll bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running back.
And now off to the races. Down. You get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there. On first down, he'll drop to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. That's incomplete. Get 3 to end the first half. And his kick is good. And they will move.
That the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They try to throw on second down.
Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Now Taylor. Second and 2. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Ball going deep here for Taylor. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Try to find a...
56. Ready?
He'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown ground. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they're going to get him behind the line yet. Defense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. On first down, Wilson. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here.
Doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
It's third and very long. Wilson firing quickly here, and that's complete. Good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency.
I got him.
Second and 6. He's got his man on the crossing route. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. It's first and 10. The give to Taylor. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left.
They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know.
And the pressure will.
No, not at all.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Uncorks one for Davis. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of it?
Have some fun. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Atlanta now coming out on the...
You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so he's not picking up a couple.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across. 20. Now it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. 10 from the 22. Now it's Wilson. Got his man complete. Beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes, but now you got out. And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now. And
does it really matter? It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
A little. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first. And
we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get him behind us.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want, and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message.
They netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. To get up and set in a hurry. To throw is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Throwing again. Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside 1. Throwing again here. Wilson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
Poorly, everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because...
With his 3rd and 1. Wilson. And he's got his man out of the back.
Go full strength.
To throw again is Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. And in 3. Wilson will throw again. Nowhere to escape. escape, and he goes down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, you know, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for Minnesota, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener.